Hey, all right. Sorry that took a couple minutes. Welcome to the channel. I don't know if that's something I can edit out later. We are just waiting a couple minutes.
Hey, all right. Sorry that took a couple minutes. Welcome to the channel.
And until then, I guess, what are we going to talk about today? So today's session is with Melanie. We've been doing a bunch of sessions together. Seems like a lot of what we're looking at is FA attachment, and that's something that I'll add some links into the bottom about. But when we're talking about FA attachment, we're talking about insecure attachment, avoidancy, anxiousness, and FA is on the side of having the anxious side and having the avoidance side. And we're trying to figure out how to have a better relationship with oneself. For me, I'm a pretty secure FA, but I definitely have both that avoidance and anxious side within me. All right. Well, hey Melanie, you are live. Is there any way you can turn your phone the other direction?
Yeah, well, I had it the other way last time.
Melanie,
the other time there was like space on the side. I don't know. It's something. I thought turning it that way would help, but no, I'm upside down.
No, that's great. That's perfect. Yeah, when it's on the other side, you end up going sideways.
Okay. Well, you notice like in the video though, on YouTube, like there's this space on the side of me, and I thought it was because I had it that way, but
that's okay. Yeah, it's all right. There might be some way for us to figure it out, but I'm not too worried.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't my phone.
So how's it going?
Are we live now?
I can't hear you for some reason.
Hold on. Share time.
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Are we live?
We are live. Yeah.
Oh, hi everybody. 0 people watching.
Say hello to the 0 people watching. One day when I'm famous, people are going to go back into the archives. And
if you're famous, I'll be famous.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. I think my favorite YouTube channel, I went back maybe 5 years into the channel's history and looked at the first couple of episodes, and then I never looked at an early episode again.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, so where do we want to start? So maybe just saying that you and I did a private session earlier today.
Yeah, I'm faking being calm right now. No, I'm
How are you doing?
I'm doing a little better, but I'm still emotional. A little bit.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
We want to, I don't know, am I supposed to recap or what do I?
What's on your mind? You can recap if you want.
I mean, do I need to tell the 2 people watching where I'm at now versus the last time we talked? Like,
I don't know. I think we can kind of take this whatever direction we kind of want to go. It might be helpful for some people to understand kind of your transition.
So last time we talked, and the ex was back in the picture, I think. And then we were trying to figure that out. And then and I had changed my Facebook status. And I said, I don't know how he's going to react to that. Well, we found out he didn't react too good to that. He sent me an email because it was too long to text, just to tell me, you are not my girlfriend. Mm-hmm. You didn't listen a couple months ago. And you said you were dating other guys, blah, blah, blah. And I think that that just didn't work out for you. And so that's not going to happen again. Mm. After calling me kryptonite and meeting me for a drink, giving me a hug and not wanting to let go, and kissing me and just sexting me for days on end, that was his response. So I'm like, oh, okay. So for the first time in my life, in regards to situations with men, I put up a boundary and said, okay, I'm fine just being your friend, but there will be no more sexting, pet names, or any text that could be construed as, anything more than friendship. So I was pretty proud of myself. And at that time, I was pretty strong. And I thought, well, I got this. We're going to be good. Let's see, here's this thing with me. I go through these cycles. As you saw today, I had a regression, didn't I?
Yeah, a little bit of a regression, it sounds like. An
Yeah.
opportunity for you to work on self-forgiveness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I knew that the boundaries were going to kind of maybe trigger him putting that up. And so like I didn't hear from him. And then I think I sent him a picture of my new tattoo. And I don't know, I was probably looking for validation, my RN tattoo.
Mhm.
And he said, careful, tattoos are addicting. So I have one other one. But so I'm like, okay, well, here's our little friendship. Well, I'm fine. We can be friends. And yeah, it's been text here and there, nothing, too spectacular. So I thought, okay, well, I'm being friends with him because this is not going to work out. I tried, I was going to do a month, but, I tried. I've been behaving myself until today. So I decided I'll just start dating other guys because he's not my boyfriend. So I got the green light here, right?
Yeah.
Started talking to a few guys, and then I went on a lunch date today. Then that kind of sent me back because dating is terrifying for me. When somebody is pursuing me, that kind of triggers me too. So I don't like to focus on that part of my healing, but it's equally is probably more important.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we should focus on it a little bit today. Why is that triggering for you when someone's attracted to you, when someone's pursuing you?
It's not, I don't know if triggering is the right word, but I guess maybe, I guess it is triggering, but I probably block it, like I disassociate, and it doesn't, I hide those emotions. I don't even know whether they're there. I'll just say they're boring, that these type of men are boring.
What does boring feel like to you?
Doesn't feel intense.
Okay, but like it doesn't
generate emotions. It doesn't generate.
What happens when you just like sit with that feeling of boringness?
Sit with that feeling of boringness. I mean, boring has been peaceful before, but and when I was there, to be honest, I mean, I did a little better than I've done before. I have to give myself a little pat on the back because I was trying to be mindful as I'm looking at him and thinking, I don't really care about your job. I mean, yes and no, but this is kind of boring. I'm like, okay, Melanie, just shut up and listen. See what you can get out of this.
So did you think about trying to change the subject?
I thought about, I think it was you that said, and maybe it wasn't, so correct me if I'm wrong, about can you, change the subject into something that's maybe a little more interesting, but not like oversharing. I don't know if that's how you worded it. Was that you that said that?
It wasn't me who said that, but I agree. No, that sounds like great. It sounds like great advice, whoever gave it to you.
At our very first meeting. So I was like, it was hard though, because he does talk a lot, and I couldn't actually think of anything that might be safe, but a little more interesting to talk about. I did say, what's your favorite color? I don't know if that's exciting. And then he's like, me, I would just say blue because that's my favorite color. He's like, it's a shade of blue. Like, he's like, trying it. And I'm thinking, you just say blue? I'm like, this poor guy, he can't win.
What about who's his favorite?
Right now, like, it's blue.
Who's his favorite superhero?
Oh, that's a good one.
Or
I had a little today too, so that didn't help. But
would he rather be able to fly or be invisible?
He would probably look at me like I was crazy if I asked him that.
Okay, well,
but see, that's what I'm finding too. Like, I'm eccentric and I'm just out there, and I'm fine with the way I am. So
Yeah.
like saying stuff like that, if somebody looks at me like, ooh, what in the world? She from outer space, I guess. Yeah, I just gotta be
Well-
me. So I probably should have said something like that. But no, I'm like,
Well, here's the thing. The date's over.
Yeah.
Go find some,
He's got
go
nice
figure
eyes.
some
I got-
questions out.
He's got pretty eyes. He's got nice blue eyes. Blue eyes like the sky, his favorite color. I was
Never gonna
trying.
let this go, are you?
No, but I got to him again.
But so that's the thing. Right now, like when we get off this call, go spend some time journaling and figure out questions you can ask him. Figure out some way that you can bring excitement to this conversation. Because it sounds like, is he boring, or is the conversation you're having boring because neither of
He's
you are
boring.
bringing anything into it that's
No.
entertaining?
Well, I mean, that could be
you need
we're not
to
talking about
bring
anything. He
your
could be
part.
thinking the same thing for all we know. God, this girl's boring, even though I want to go out with her again. But he could be thinking, man, I don't want to talk about my job.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like you need to like, play some part in that and figure out if he's boring. If you find some good questions and then like, it's still not working and we work on that a little bit. Like, okay, great. You did your due diligence. You figured out if this is actually someone you're interested in or not. And then you left. But like right now, it doesn't seem like you have enough information. If like you can't think of some way to like make the date more exciting.
Probably.
What's his scariest nightmare he's ever had?
Oh, that's a good one.
If he were stranded in the middle of the country, and he only was allowed to have 10 things in his backpack, what would those 10 things be?
Those are kind of questions that'll generate some deep thought. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's because I'm an INFP personality too. I'm very deep. Are you familiar? Is it? I forget which.
I'm not super familiar now.
I know,
but I mean,
because Myers-Briggs or Kersey, it's something personality. It's introverted, feeling, perceptive. So I just want to go deep. Like I want to find out who people are, what makes them tick. That's me.
Right, yeah.
I'm not like,
if you want to do that, you need to take some of that responsibility in making sure that it happens and not wait for them to kind of like take that and go there, because maybe it's scary for them. I don't know, or maybe they don't know how to get there, but it's like, it's a game you play together to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't think that you want kind of like attachment trauma to be the exciting part of a relationship.
No.
Sounds
I mean,
like,
I briefly touched on it, but I tried not to overshare, but when he was talking about his longest relationship being 2 years, ouch. Yeah, I said, sounds like maybe you've got some commitment issues like I do. But he didn't, I don't think he even is aware because he didn't know how to answer.
Yeah, like, so maybe that might be a little personal for him at the beginning. Like, let's start out by creating some excitement in this relationship. Let's start out like get to know each other and like learn to communicate and kind of enjoy each other's company, and then like kind of like slowly get to know more of each other. And yeah, it sounds like maybe the two of you struggle with long-term relationships, and maybe that's why you're with each other right now, to like date each other for a little while and then have that fall apart, or maybe date each other for a while and have something come of it. I don't know.
Not a waste of time, but yeah. Well, I mean,
what is this waste of time? What time are you wasting? Where's it going?
I don't know. It's boring.
Okay, so like, let me return back to the thing. Like, I think
you gotta make it interesting. Okay.
There's two parts of this. There is learning how to make it interesting yourself, and learning how to kind of be okay with that feeling of boringness, because there's gonna be moments of boringness, even in a really
rock climbing together. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Something like that.
Do it. But like,
say something like, about, ask me if I shoot a gun, and I'm like, no, I'd like to, so we might go to a shooting range. That could be fun.
That could be fun. It'd be great. Yeah. So like, you have to give it time, and you you have to be able to feel that boringness and realize that, like, some of that is just feelings that you are avoiding. And some of that is you're not creating the
And
fun
uncertainty.
yourself.
Uncertainty.
Yeah.
It's the uncertainty.
Okay. What
Not
can you talk
how-
about that?
Yeah. Like not knowing how it's going to turn out. That's buried deep within me, but it's got to be, because I always have my ex Scott as a backup placeholder, because I know it's never going to work out with him. So it's safe to know that it's never going to work out. Yeah, because intimacy is scary.
So you use your ex for connection, and you do that
Well,
as like a coping mechanism, as like, because it's not gonna go too far, but it goes a little bit up. So there's just like that little bit of connection. So like, yeah. So yeah, there's
because I know it won't work out. I think I want it with him, but really,
yeah.
It's safe because I know it won't work out.
And when you stay at that place where it just feels safe, like, it's draining, and it zaps your energy. It takes away from like your passion and your desire to like really make changes in your life, because it's safe, and you're not going to go up, you're not going to go down, you're not going to be satisfied, but like it's not awful either.
It can be painful at times. Deeply wounding and damaging.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, with the rejection over and over again. It's traumatizing, but I do it to myself. Yeah.
What is that feeling of direction, or what does that feeling of rejection feel like, or what does it mean to you?
When somebody rejects me that I am chasing, it's just deeply painful.
Why?
Because somebody that I would do anything for, and they are only giving me crumbs.
Okay. Well, can we look at this a little bit differently? Someone you are over giving to, someone you're giving to in a really unhealthy way, is saying, hey, that energy is not healthy, I need to leave. From your perspective, it feels like, oh, you're giving to this person, but you're not. You're giving to yourself. You're giving yourself this.
I'm not giving to them.
You like, you're physically giving to them, but you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it because like you're trying to fix something, because you're trying to feel better, because
I mean, but I do think there's feelings there too. Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
And
100%.
like, when you're over giving, it can make people feel uncomfortable.
Well, it feels a little bit like manipulation to them.
It might. I like, that might be what it feels
If
like.
they feel like
Everyone's
they have their own wound, they're going to be like, this person is over giving, and I'm not even doing that much for them.
Yeah.
They're like,
So
what?
it's yeah. So it's
attached. Yeah.
so like, you're over giving, and then you feel, and then they reject you, and that hurts. But some of that's because you're over giving. And you're like framing it as you're giving them, but you're not really giving them. You're trying to like grab onto something because you want some security, or you want some excitement.
I mean, it depends on the day too, though, because when I have my moments of security and I do think I love them, then I see it for what it is. And then I'm like, no, he needs his space. I need to respect, whatever this is. I mean, it's for me too, because I love myself at that point, but you can actually love better others when you love yourself.
Yeah,
It's
true.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I always
to be so hard.
What's that?
It's supposed to be freely given. It's not something you have to work for.
What does that mean?
I mean, it'll just come natural when you care. But I mean, you have to accept yourself too. Like the boundaries, I mean, is a loving for both people.
Can we ground this a little bit more? I feel like we're kind of going up in the clouds.
Boundaries, putting up boundaries.
All right, yeah. So let's talk about. So we're putting up boundaries, and you put up boundaries for yourself, and you're putting up boundaries for them.
Yeah.
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 So they want to like have some space, And then you need to put up a boundary for yourself to be able to respect that
And I was
space.
rocking
And
it out, and
say that
it's
again.
like I was rocking it out and doing it. And then today I failed.
Yeah.
I feel like a failure. I'm not gonna lie. That feeling, that's a negative judgment. I feel like a failure. Like, Melanie, you screwed it up again. All this hard work and just in like 1 hour.
What does that
You
feeling
screwed it
feel
up.
like?
What does it feel like?
What does the feeling feel like? Yeah.
Painful.
Where do you feel that pain?
In my chest. Always in my chest. Yeah.
Okay. Can you like this?
Makes me want to cry. Right here.
Right here. Can you like put your hand there, and can you like try to breathe into your hand?
Breathe into my hand.
Where are you feeling the chat in your chest? Were you feeling that just like?
Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as it used to be. Because like I was saying to you,
Just focus on the feeling.
I just do the emotions, but yeah.
Focus on the feeling. Focus on your breath right now.
Feels uncomfortable.
I can imagine. I can imagine it feels really uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's why I'll run away from it.
Say that again.
I just want to run from it. Run.
I mean, so you talked about today like it was this like big mistake, or that was what I was hearing from you.
Mistake. Yes.
Okay.
There.
All right. So you had a mistake.
That part. You missed that part. All those boundaries I put up dissolved because I said we're just friends and nothing need to get. Yeah. They did the audio.
I get that.
That I messaged.
Okay. Maybe you're right. Maybe the audience didn't quite get that. Sorry.
Yeah, it was sexual in nature.
Yeah, you put up a bunch of boundaries and
block you. Stop before I block you. I'm gonna block you. And I did apologize. And I'm like, you're right.
Okay, but like you made a mistake. Okay. Move like this, like mistakes are how you learn. When you do things really well, you usually don't actually learn that much. You just kind of enjoy it. When you make a mistake, you learn a little bit about yourself. You learn a little bit about the situation. Like, so one of my favorite quotes was from Michael Jordan, and I'm going to butcher the actual quote, but essentially what he said is he's failed more times than most people have ever tried. And like that's how he became the best, is he just kept failing again and again and again and again. And he never gave up. So like, yeah, okay, you made a mistake today. All right. You can feel feelings about the mistake you had today. Like, sure, feel those feelings, see where they are in your body. But that's over. That happened before. That's not where we are now, and we're moving forward. You're creating awareness around what you did. You're seeing your actions. You're seeing the consequences for those actions.
Oh, it's all me. I'm seeing it's more me than I'm the one that's messing up. You're like, he's not even trying. Well, I'm trying by messing up over and over again.
I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about what I'm talking about is you're the one on this journey. You're the one who's trying to change your patterns. You're trying to change your behaviors. And you set boundaries, which is really good. You set boundaries last week, and that was great. And you were holding the boundaries, and that was wonderful. And then you slipped up and you crossed those boundaries. And now is the time to think about, why did I cross those boundaries?
Okay, can we back up a second though?
Sure.
So I can back myself a little more before I fix myself.
Yeah. Sorry. Thank you.
Maybe I wouldn't have had to set up boundaries if I hadn't have effed up in the first place before that. If you look back, like, so he was sending me all those cute little texts and stuff and meeting with me and kissing me because he thought that I had changed because I said I'm not the same Melanie. And now I have to eat those words because we didn't talk for 2 months. And then I changed my status on Facebook, and to him that was a game. And guess what? Eyes wide open, he's absolutely right. And all this time I want to demonize him. Maybe I'm just the one that, maybe I'm the one that's messing up. Why
Maybe you
wouldn't he?
both. Maybe you both are.
Sounds like it's more me right now.
Okay. All right, that's fair. That sounds fair. So like right now it sounds like it's more you. And maybe this is a good reflection to kind of see where you are
Oh, that's
playing. What's that?
That's really painful.
Okay. Where do you feel that pain?
Oh, everywhere.
Okay. Try to see if you can just sit with it for a little bit. Sit up straight. Uncross your arms. Sit up straight and taking a deep breath. One of the most powerful things you can do is recognize places where you are making a mistake and where you can take more responsibility.
It's just, I told him I was changing and then I messed up again.
You are changing and you did mess up again. Those two things are not incompatible with each other.
And maybe he really does care, but I've hurt him too much.
I hear you.
I want to blame him for all of it, but
It's good to recognize that.
I can't change it. So all I can do is just, yeah, I don't know. Move forward. Because he kept telling me he was an empath, and I was like, rolling my eyes, and I'm like, no, maybe he really is. It's all me.
Usually attachment is something where both people have responsibility. And it's hard to slow down. It's really hard to slow down. It's just,
me, why would he believe me? Because I did it again. So I should just stay single and just be done because I can't date.
that sounds a little extreme.
No, I don't want to hurt people. It's not fair.
Okay. I don't see how you hurt him.
I hurt him because he really cared, and then he went silent on me. Yes, he has his own issues, but he's never.
No way can you take that much responsibility for this. Like, I think you broke his expectations. And like, maybe that hurt him a little bit, but like this whole reaction that he's having, like, that's about him. It's not about you.
Which part?
Well, the way that he reacted when, like,
I know, but he's hurt.
Okay. Are you responsible for the pain for his hurt? Are you responsible for his wounds?
Hurt him.
What?
I hurt him. I didn't.
Yeah, but so let's kind of go through this whole thing again. You sent him a message. You sent him a message that you said that you two are dating on Facebook, right? That was kind of like the first thing that you did. Okay. Did he tell you not to do that?
I said I did this to build up trust. You know that you're the only one I want to date. I'm not dating others.
Okay. Did he ask you to do that? Did he ask you not to do it?
No.
Okay.
No. But he asked me black.
So if he was coming from a more secure point of view, he would have said, "Hey, I really didn't like it when you did that. It made me like, I felt this when you did that thing. It hurt my feelings when you changed our status on Facebook from single to being together." But he's not coming.
No, you can't even see it because he has me blocked. But yeah.
Okay. So, okay, fine. So he didn't see it. He just heard what you said. And he didn't he didn't have a secure reaction.
Yeah.
Like that reaction's on him. Like you can't take full responsibility for that. Like it seems like from what I'm seeing, like I understand that you care about him. I understand that he means a lot to you. And in my mind, like he either needs to figure out the kind of like his own portion of this or not. That's on him. And you're trying to like take responsibility for his like anxiety reaction.
Yeah. Well, we trigger each other.
Yeah, you triggered him and he acted in like a very not secure way. You can't take responsibility for his action. And like maybe you overshared, but like long term, wouldn't you feel happier in a relationship where if you overshare, the other person can share their feelings with you instead of just like disappearing?
People know that I have a boyfriend. If I'm that involved, that like I would be okay sharing it on. I mean, yeah,
right?
I mean, that's
right.
Shouldn't have to
like,
hide it.
What I see right now. What I see right now is you have this person over here who's kind of like your safety person, but he's kind of not your safety person. He's kind of the person who like, if you're really feeling it, you're probably going to go after him, or like that has kind of been your pattern in the past. Like today, you kind of like crossed that line with him where like, yeah, I'd agree. You probably crossed the line with him, but it seems like the real hard work is learning how to have a fun, interesting conversation with a new person. And you practice that and you keep dating people and you find someone like, oh, I can actually have an amazing conversation with this person. And then like you slowly build up trust and everything else. And like, oh, they want to be like, my boyfriend on social media. And like that's kind of the progression over there. But your mind is kind of like, this is going too slow. It's going too boring. I don't understand how to make this have more fun. So the quick solution is I'm just going to go to that person who represented that thing for me before, grab onto them in any way that I can, and like go for it. So like, yes, maybe some of what you did, you overshared, but like his response wasn't appropriate. And beyond that, I don't see how this is really going to work for you unless you like I don't think that this relationship with him, it doesn't seem healthy.
It's not healthy at all.
Okay. So you have regret. You have regret over doing something that didn't actually affect your life very much because you kind of pushed someone who is unhealthy out of your life.
No, I know, but yeah, it was just familiar.
I know. So like your feelings are valid. And like I don't want to take away from how you feel about this at all. Like it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel regret. It's okay to feel all that stuff. But at the same time, like on a logical level, I don't think you did anything bad. I don't think you like the thing you need to be focused on is your dating and becoming more interesting so that you don't feel so bored on these dates. Because like if you're really interesting on these dates, it'll be a lot more obvious to you who the actual people who you feel bored by are. It's the people who don't like interact with you being interesting and fun.
Yeah, that I am.
Okay.
Oh,
so
like I'm attracted to my spiritedness or whatever.
yeah. Like
the boring guys don't want like a spicy girl. I mean, okay.
Yeah,
and I can take rejection in the beginning like that. If they don't want to go out with me again, I'm not offended. I'm like, yeah, that's fine because I wasn't sure about you. When I
would say it's more kind of like, yeah, be yourself. One be yourself, and as you just said, like if the guys don't want to be with you, okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm actually.
But also you got to work on asking those fun questions. Figure out some way to learn how to get to know somebody so that you can be fun and then they can be fun. And if you're fun and like the guy isn't fun, then like this guy's not going to work for me. And like, so all this like anxiety and everything about this last relationship that you have, I would say like really that's anxiety. It's meant to propel you into meeting new people and finding a way to like really connect with someone and get the things that you actually want in a relationship so that you can be with someone that you enjoy spending time with, that makes you feel secure and helps you get your needs met.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not getting them met at all with them anymore, I guess. I mean, it was like 40% of the time, but yeah.
You're worth more than 40% of the time.
Yeah, I'm worth 100%. Okay, maybe not, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. You want to be there with someone who is giving their 100% to themselves and the relationship, or doing the best that they can to kind of go forward and show you. I don't buy that he was giving you 40%. I don't think he was even giving you that much. I think he was giving you less than that. And like, I think that you probably weren't giving him your 100% either. And I think that's related to these coping mechanisms and the patterns that you have, because when you give 200%, you're not giving 100%. You're giving a lot less than that.
Because I'm giving it to myself.
When you're over giving, like, it's not, you're not doing it for the relationship. You're doing that for yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes that hurts a relationship.
When I'm alone, I'm stable, and I give to myself, and everything goes better. That's why it's hard for me being really.
One step at a time, little steps. It's not
fine. Well, everything's fine.
Yeah. How are you feeling?
Sad.
You want to talk about it a little bit?
I mean, it's just grieving, I guess.
They
grieve this man over and over again. How many years am I going to keep grieving the same thing? Every rejection, I have to grieve every time. Every single time. It's exhausting.
Sounds exhausting. I think he's like a really safe one-way, like, he's a really safe street that ends in a dead end. You can just keep going down it as many times as you want, and you know the neighborhood.
It's predictable how it's going to end up. Like,
yeah.
Look at the suggestion of a relationship, and when I'm pulling back, and then come full force, and then I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not fair. But I don't think he's doing
it. Doesn't sound like fun.
Mm-hmm.
It can be really hard to grieve that, because there's like, it's your ego. What does that mean?
I take it personally. It's like you said, it's not something.
I see what you're saying. I'm like, I don't think it's your ego that wants that. I think you just are looking for something secure. I think you're looking for love. I think you're looking to be cared for. And I think that
ultimately everybody is looking for in life.
You have coping mechanisms that pull you back into that relationship. I think it can be really hard to work against one's coping mechanisms, and I think you're doing a really good job.
Cute little names like Kryptonite and Superman. I mean, I don't want to talk about your favorite color. I want more fun.
I know, but like the love bombing, it's not like, yeah, you're hearing about this person that they're feeling a lot of stuff, but like, if someone is feeling so much kind of like so quickly out of nowhere, it's probably, it might be what they're actually feeling. Like, they totally could be feeling that, but it doesn't matter, because it's coming from such an insecure place.
It's for them, for you. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or they're mirroring you, so you're actually falling in love with yourself, because they're studying you and all your likes and dislikes and what to say. It's attractive, but somebody takes the time to get to know you.
Yeah.
And love bombs, but it's healthy.
So you still feeling sad?
That's okay.
Can you sit up a little bit?
It's now it is what it is.
Taking a deep breath. Give me a few more. What does it feel like when you breathe?
Suffocating.
What's that?
No, suffocating.
Suffocating.
It's hard to do the deep breaths. I mean, I can do the other mindfulness stuff, but I mean, I struggle with that one, but I do it, but it takes effort.
Yeah.
Shadows or something.
It can be hard when you're letting go of something that you're used to. Even if that pattern was unhealthy, even if it wasn't something that really brought joy to your life, like letting go of it can be hard.
And I think it also, when it ends like this, like it's got to end on a good note type of thing. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's part of the hook though, right? Because when it doesn't end in a good way, then there's that little like thought pattern, like, oh, I just need to do it one more time, and then it can like end on a good note, and then it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, and it never does.
Yeah.
To try hard instead of forget you're not supposed to. But honestly, I don't feel like that Facebook post thing or changing the status, I don't know, maybe it's so buried and I'm not self-aware yet in some areas. I don't feel like I thought I was looking at it from my attachment wound and like what I would like, but I mean, I did forget that he's different than me, but I don't feel like it was a manipulation. I was trying to reassure him because I had already had the conversation about what do you need to feel safe.
To me,
that's not safe for him.
To me, what it, like, if I'm gonna just like analyze this with like, no professional credentials or anything, and just making some story up off the top of my head, to me it sounded like you had this story going through your head from a long time ago, from when he felt kind of insecure about you dating other people. And so you were holding on to this insecurity, and you tried to solve that insecurity, which you were projecting onto him, by changing your relationship status. Because you're like, here, you don't have to be insecure about this thing anymore. Like, I'm solving this problem that you have.
My own insecurity onto his. Yeah, probably. Because I was feeling secure at that moment and everything. That's what makes it even worse, because I wasn't even triggered. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't feeling it because I was just, I thought he was, and I was trying to comfort him and help him feel more secure, but up. And then today is more, it's just worse because it was definitely because of my insecurities. That's why I guess I have.
But again, you screwed up, but like, did you really screw up? Did you? Are you sure about that? Okay, so you have this relationship that's like not going anywhere. Like it's not going anywhere. It's just gonna go like this. It's gonna be like I forget what the word is, but But basically, like it's not a real relationship, because it's never gonna go the direction that you want to go. It just kind of like stays right here, and you did something and you kind of made that go away. Okay, and now you're dating people again. And it seems like dating is the way that you're actually going to get your needs met. Did you do a bad thing when you ended that relationship?
So maybe it's a self-sabotage of him, but it's still not healthy. Maybe subconsciously, I'm like, if I could just get rid of him, maybe I can move forward. So just do even worse things so he get annoyed. I don't know.
Unless you think that is true, like just making up a story, who knows? I mean, I don't know, maybe. But to me, that just sounds like you kind of making the story up about like self-sabotage. But it seemed like you were doing it from the point of view of like maybe trying to rescue him, where you're trying to like help him out. No, not today, like last week.
I was talking about today.
Yeah. Okay, so then.
But I don't know. Today, I'm looking for validation, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
look at me.
I mean, it seems like your pattern is wanting validation, and so like you just kind of have that like last like, I don't know what it was like for you, but maybe some type of like last ditch desire, like for like Hail Mary for validation. Might as well go all in.
Always give it to me when we're in a good spot. Like it goes both ways. We'll comfort each
Yeah.
other. But it was sent when he was in the distant mode. It's confusing, but it shouldn't be at this point. It goes the opposite way when, like, to send that normally it'd be fine if things were going well, but because I put up the boundary, it'd be like wishy-washy. Here, don't do this. We're just friends, but here, I'll do it today.
Yeah.
I'll just blame the wine, even though I only had half a glass. I mean, it could have affected me.
So
I
but
look like
like,
an idiot.
let's. Well, why do you feel? But why do you feel like an idiot? You did a good thing. I mean,
I'm trying
that
to get
it's like,
attention from somebody that doesn't want me.
okay, but like
Who
now
does
you
that
have
shit?
a like
Nobody.
you haven't you failed. You and you see the mistakes you made, and now you can learn from that. Is that a bad thing?
It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's a deeply painful lesson to have to learn over and over again.
Okay, are you going to
Keep
learn it this time?
punishing. I don't know. I want to.
Okay, well, let's just
I need
just
to.
pay attention to it right now. Don't run away from the feelings. Be with the feelings that are inside
And
you
don't
so
judge
that you
yourself.
can learn this lesson better.
It's just weird because I knew it before I did it too, but I did it anyways.
Yeah.
Like it's so fast. Like I don't know how
Yeah.
to. I gotta instead of what do I do leading up? I guess when I came home from the date, I should have meditated because it wasn't that bad. But I made it work. You know what I'm saying? Like there must have been something there. I should have like sat and journaled after the date because I was vulnerable.
But you didn't.
Because I'm like, I just went on this boring date and I got nothing out of it. I need some validation.
Okay, so maybe actually maybe that's a good point. Maybe after your dates, like you should be journaling.
Because I could send pictures to other guys, but it's just not the same. So.
Yeah, so like maybe journaling would be a better way for you to kind of get that self-validation than sending pictures out that you don't have like good relationships.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you shouldn't send it to somebody that's
yeah, that's all I'm saying too, is that like it doesn't seem like you have that connection with him. So
where
it's
I mean, if
not.
I been more like I'm healed a little bit because I way back, if I would have sent it to him and he did that, I would send it to somebody else and be like, that's all right. I know somebody else who will like it besides you then. You don't want to see it? Fine. I'll send it to my other ex. That's really bad. So I don't do that.
It's good. It's good. So yeah. All right. Yeah. Good. A little pat on your back. So you're learning. You're getting better. It's painful, but it's part of the process. And maybe next time after you go on a date, you should journal. And I think,
understand. Yeah. He doesn't see. Yeah.
Specifically, next time after you go on a date, I think you should journal about how the conversation was. And if you did the best you could to make it a fun conversation. And if not, how could you do better?
And my feelings.
And your feelings. Yeah.
Buried because when I'm in the avoidant mode, I'm avoiding them and altogether. It's like, so, yeah. I mean,
yeah. So after the date, you need to connect with yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe this guy won't want to go out with me again, and then it might trigger me a little bit, but not because I'm not attached to him. But sometimes guys will say he was like trying to get his calendar out, my calendar out. What can we meet again? Yeah. I don't know. And then he'll realize it's a half-hour drive and back to square one. There's other guys.
So then you'll be at square one, and as you said, there are other guys.
And he can be, talking about his shade of blue that he likes with another girl.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, it could be a really pretty shade of blue.
Yeah.
All right. So I think you're gonna be okay.
I have no other choice to be okay.
It's true.
I'm not gonna die if I'm single. I mean, like I said, it's easier to be single in some ways. It was just a nice idea to
I think it's gonna take time for you to meet people, to connect, to work on yourself, and kind of get this dating thing
Investment.
going. So I think, yeah, you need to think of it as an investment. And if you want, like, wanting everything right away, like, that's the anxious side, and that's not healthy, and that's not going to be helpful. Like, you need to, like,
Yeah.
give yourself
I
some
mean, I do,
time.
but I don't, because when it's like, I don't know. When I'm pushed into it, I'm like, all right, yeah. I told you the flip switch is when they try to back away. Then that's when I'm all in. That's
Yeah, but that's going to be a conversation, I think, for another day.
Mhm, definitely.
We'll switch. Yeah.
I think this is enough. We did good.
Okay. This is a good place to stop.
Mhm,
All right. Well, thank you. It's good talking.
You too. Bye, everyone.